Hey everyone, what's happening? Welcome to the Red Men TV. I am Mate, and we now know that football in the Premier League is going to be returning on the 17th of June with, therefore, the mighty Reds. Jurgen Klopp's mighty Reds returning to action against Everton in the Merseyside Derby on the 20th. And it is astounding to think that by the time Liverpool takes the field again, it will have been over 3 months since they last played a game of football. A quarter of a year without the game that we love so dearly and the team that we love so dearly. But yeah, I'm going to get into a few thoughts on that in a moment. I just want to read you through some of the facts so we're all up to date on everything that's happening. There's obviously still some safety guidelines that need to be worked out with regards to all this, but having that date in mind means there's something to push towards. And what it means is, in terms of kickoff times, there's going to be a Friday 8 o'clock kickoff. Saturdays are going to be 12:30, 3 o'clock, 5:30 and 8 o'clock. Sundays 12, 2, 4:30 and 7. Monday 8 o'clock, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays they're going to be 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So it's going to be a veritable Premier League footy fest. The games are going to be split out amongst the broadcasters. So Sky are going to have the lion's share, followed by BT. Amazon will have some, and BBC are going to be showing live Premier League games for the first time ever as well, which is mad. It's BBC have got here that the clubs have agreed to a provisional end date of Saturday the 25th of July, just in time for the school holidays. It is also understood that finishing the season would require 6 weekends and 3 midweek rounds. The only side note to this, we're still waiting for more confirmation on. Apparently, as I guess the one thing that takes the shine off this episode slightly from a Liverpool perspective, and we can debate that point, of course, is that there's still talk that the Liverpool games will be played at neutral venues because there's major concerns over fans gathering outside Anfield and breaking lockdown rules. Now that isn't just exclusively Liverpool. There's talk of the major of the London team games, so any London derbies are going to be the same. So theoretically, what it means is Liverpool's first game back against Everton, Merseyside Derby, could be played in Manchester, it could be played at the Etihad, it could be played at Old Trafford, which is, I don't know, I'm interested to know how you feel about this at this point. My overriding feeling right now is that I'm just so elated that the football's coming back. And that's from a number of perspectives. You know, look, I've been doing this channel for 10 years now. It's our 10-year anniversary this month of putting our first brand new content up on this channel. And so, you know, my fates are intrinsically linked to the fate of Liverpool Football Club because, you know, I've built a livelihood around it. This channel's completely and utterly built around it, as you will have seen by the fact that we've had to play Football Manager as Liverpool for the last few weeks to just to keep us ticking over. So look, it means a lot to me as a pure fan. Just getting the thing that I'm most passionate about in this world back is massively important to me, and I'm sure you guys all feel exactly the same. But also as a small business owner as well, having your livelihood threatened by all this stuff has been a very, very scary time. So having that back is great as well. So that's kind of clouded my vision on it, to be perfectly honest. I'm still so buzzing with the announcement that it's going to happen. We knew it was coming back. We knew the football was going to be decided by either playing games behind closed doors or by the points per game method, which meant that Liverpool are going to be crowned champions for the first time since 1990, which is going to be absolutely glorious. The first Premier League title in that time, of course, which is just fine because it's just a different trophy. It didn't always look like that trophy. There was the Cannon Trophy in the 80s. You don't count it in a different column because they changed the shape. It doesn't matter. Let's do that for a different day. But if I really look at it, I think it would be a bit of a kick in the teeth to have them played behind closed doors at a different venue, and I think it shows a frankly shocking lack of trust to fans. And I understand the fears. I do understand the fears, but those fears should exist across all of society. I mean, for God's sake, nobody said when VA Day came around and said, right, everyone, you know, we need to make sure that nobody's allowed to have a street party. They never came out and said no street parties, and they should have done because loads of people gathered together and went shoulder to shoulder and all that kind of stuff in those situations. And, you know, the gift of hindsight, hopefully, you know, if there's not a massive spike, that didn't matter too much, and hopefully, look, I think some people will congregate at the ground. I think they will. I just think they will. I think because Anfield is in such a, and Goodison are in such built-up areas, I think people in the local area might just pop their head out the door just to have a look, just to hear what you can hear. I mean, for God's sake, you can walk 5 steps from Anfield pretty much in any direction, with the exception of obviously into Stanley Park, and you're in a state of housing. So the people who are there who are going to be in and around who I think might step out, but I don't think in any kind of nasty or pernicious kind of way. I just think it's one of them things. So I get the fears, but I do think it's really unfair, and it's another example of singling football fans out. That football fans somehow can't be trusted. Now, don't be shocked. By the way, I think Liverpool are going to be pushing this, and by the time, by the end of play today, we might know more, and it might have been announced that that's not going to go ahead, because I'm sure Liverpool will fight this. Now, it's interesting because I have an interesting fact about this, because home advantage now obviously wouldn't be relevant for us for the derby, because of course it's being played at Goodison Park. It might be relevant to Everton in that regard. They might be bang up for playing at a neutral venue. Maybe that's what they've been looking for all along. But it's, so basically Ian Dark tweeted this about the Bundesliga, and since the Bundesliga restart, only 3 home wins in 22 games. Just home teams lose a lot without fans pumping up an atmosphere. Will that be repeated when the Premier League starts? What do you think? Yes, because obviously we've kind of got it in our heads that, Liverpool are going to come back fit and firing, but not having the Anfield crowd behind us, as we know can be such a pivotal thing, could prove to be quite telling, really. But anyway, the thing about the people congregating, as I say, I think some people will, but I think the notion that everyone will, there's going to be like tens of thousands. I think people look at like the parade for the Champions League last season and think there's going to be 1 million people come to Anfield when Liverpool win the league. I think there would have been. I think if the games were going ahead as normal, and I don't think if we'd not had 3 months of being told to stay away from people, I think, look, there would have been the biggest party the city of Liverpool had ever seen when we finally lifted that trophy. It's going to be loads more subdued this time around. It just is. 1 or 2 people might pop out, and a handful, or maybe more than a handful, will do it. Don't be surprised. Sorry, as I was saying, that I think I'm awaiting the inevitable Jurgen Klopp interview when he basically says, don't come, do not turn up. And the thing is, Jurgen Klopp does not take shit over this thing. Do you remember the Atletico game when people were reaching down the tunnel on the main stand as players were coming out, and he basically told them to fuck off and put their hands away? Don't be surprised if you see Jurgen Klopp run the rule over people, just in case. I think, again, I think largely we'll back our own fans, and largely we should do. But yeah, don't be surprised if you see a little bit more on that. But yeah, ultimately, I want to know your thoughts on the footy coming back, on the return of the mighty Reds. It's not going to be the same. It's not, it's not. I've watched some of the Bundesliga and it's fine. Now, anyone who shares those fears, Chris and I did the Mate and Page podcast the other week, and he said he wasn't really enamoured of the Bundesliga stuff. I've watched it and enjoyed it, but also I don't have any emotional attachment to the Bundesliga that I do have to the Premier League, and of course to Liverpool, which is going to take a shine off. I can't wait to see the lads that I know, the lads that I love, and all the stories around it. And of course, pressingly, for the very short space of time, potentially, you've got Man City, Arsenal playing their game in hand first, which means that if Arsenal win that game, we can win the title at Goodison Park, which is just, I said this at the time, it would have been the most Ev thing ever. It probably breaks the cycle of Everton as the worst thing that could possibly happen to them. The only saving grace for them is they're not going to be in the stadium to see that, so they don't have that image burned into the retinas of Jordan Henderson doing his little leg celebration. I don't think they would have given the trophy at Goodison, but that's one thing that they maybe get to avoid. But then they might also think they've got a fair shot at it for once. Take all the fans away, have it be a completely different environment for a game, and maybe Everton finally get to win a derby. That's hopefully the idea they'll have in their head, which means it's going to be a hell of a football match regardless. Coming back to a derby is going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the collectivism. I can't wait to be able to have everyone's eyes. I can't wait to make videos about it again. I can't wait to, to talk to my Liverpool friends about Liverpool again and have actual things to talk about. The football, the thing that we love most in this world. Apart from our families and stuff, but it's close. Listen, loads more from me. I've got my own channel. It is Mate TV. I do these videos every single week, largely talking about Liverpool, but also talking about life and general football as well. Go over there and subscribe. I'll give you a few examples there. The Mate and Page podcast is at 5 p.m. on Friday with me and Chris. And we're going to be doing a little bit more, obviously, around that on Redmen News, and more to come on the redmentv.com later this week and the start of next. So I'll see you there. Nice one.